States champion himself, and he gets another shot at Old Glory tonight.
That victory for Ryback happened a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, which is why the big guy has earned himself another opportunity here tonight.
Ryback apparently tweeted this out, folks, that wrestlers should get paid the same salary. Every wrestler should be getting paid. Every wrestler should be getting paid the same. Maybe he's taking too many shots to the head. Maybe it's, the stuff that he's taking. Maybe it's going to his head. How can you make an asinine statement like that? Okay, so you know what? Bruce Willis should be getting, the stunt doubles should be getting the same as Bruce Willis. The people that Bruce Willis are shooting, the people that Bruce Willis is shooting in Die Hard, they should be getting paid the same amount. The stunt doubles for The Rock in the movies he makes, they should be getting paid the same amount. And he said, oh, it's because, they decide who wins or loses. That's sports entertainment wrestling. What the fuck does Ryback want? This is coming from a guy who's just pissed off that he had a shot to be the guy and he blew it. Now, was he used right? Not really, but he blew it. He was a stiff in the ring and he blew it. All wrestlers should be paid the same. Are you kidding me? So, a jobber that only works superstars and main events should be getting paid the same as John Cena. Stop it. Stop it. And this is with anything. This is with sports. This is with entertainment, television. The stars get, in radio, the stars get paid more because they're the fucking stars. They're the ones that draw the money. You're going to pay I can't even speak. You're going to pay the jobbers on main event and superstars, and hell, jobbers of NXT, the same that you would pay John Cena. Think about that statement. And if you believe Ryback and you were on Ryback's side, think about how asinine that comment is, and then get back to me. It's so stupid. They should be getting paid. We should be getting paid. Wrestlers should be getting paid the same amount because we know who's winning or losing. That's sports entertainment, you moron. That's the business that you're in. Go to MMA if you don't want to decide who wins or loses. I can't. Just such an asinine statement. You know what? The Brooklyn Brawler will get paid the same amount. Heath Slater will get paid the same amount as John Cena. We should get that trending. Get that trending. Hashtag Slater the same as Cena. Stop. Stop. Back after this.
Here's your hot and ready pizza.
Wow. This is a lot less frustrating than ordering pizza online.
Pick up a Little Caesars hot and ready pretzel crust pizza. A large, buttery, salted, soft pretzel crust pizza with a creamy cheddar cheese sauce topped with mozzarella, pepperoni, and a 4-cheese blend for just $7. Want even more? Add our cheese and pretzel dippers. Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
One hot and ready pizza, $5.
Get a large hot and ready pepperoni pizza for $5, or come in and try our new deep dish pizza for just $8. It has more cheese, more pepperoni, and 8 crispy caramelized cheese crust corner slices in every box. It's hot and ready every day from 4 to 8 p.m. and just $8 for a large, only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Bazooka is the most fun bubblegum you ever bubbled.
Bazooka. Bazooka bite.
That great bazooka taste. Those crazy Bazooka Joe and his gang comics. Those zany fortunes.
Bazooka.
Try new Bazooka soft sugarless bubblegum.
And they asked me, Chris, what is your current take on the wrestling, on the state of pro wrestling right now? I think pro wrestling right now, well, first I'll deal with something that has been going on in wrestling, and that's the hijacking of the shows. You don't see it in Ring of Honor. You don't see it at a TNA show. You don't see it independent shows. You see it on the WWE stage. Now, why do we see it at the WWE stage? Because the fans are smart. The fans aren't buying the bullshit that Vince and Kevin Dunn are selling. You know, back in the day, people didn't give they didn't care if you if a wrestler left a territory, or, you know, this one should have been, but they didn't care. They just went there and they enjoyed the wrestling. They cheered for the good guys, they booed for the bad guys, they appreciated a good wrestling match, and that was it. I'm not saying those people weren't smart, but they didn't know what was going on. Now people are smarter than ever, and that is affecting the WWE. Because why aren't you, you know, with all this stuff with YouTube, they can go and see a Cesaro match from Ring of Honor. They can go see a Dean Ambrose match from CZW. They saw Daniel Bryan matches from Ring of Honor. They know that they know the company screwed up with CM Punk. So they cheer these people's names. Dolph Ziggler, they love him. He wrestles great matches. Why isn't he getting pushed? And the thing was, back then, a lot of people thought this was real. A lot of people thought that you were actually going out there and fighting. A lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people in those audiences back then. Now, everyone knows that it's scripted. I mean, again, outside, obviously, of the young children and the young... But those aren't the people chanting. You know, when you're in Chicago, we know the demographic of who's chanting CM Punk. Does the hijacking hurt the show? I think it does. Because it's basically like, okay, why am I watching this match and this product if they're cheering for this person? I think the announcing in the WWE is piss poor. I think Ring of Honor has a great team with Kevin Kelly, Steve Corino. Obviously, SmackDown, I love Morrow, although I worry sometimes that they will make him into the typical WWE announcer, and that's, listen to us, only say this, don't say this. This is the format as the way you speak. I hope they don't ruin him. JR's over at New Japan. But overall, to me, the state of wrestling announcers is bad. Let's face facts. Matt Stryker is horrible. Because Matt Stryker came from the cookie-cutter formula of WWE announcers, and he really has never recovered. He was poorly produced as an announcer. Josh Matthews, yeah, he was poorly produced, but the guy is an idiot. His voice is horrible, and he's just bad at his job. He's an awful announcer. Josh Matthews may be the worst announcer in wrestling today. And he's another one. He came from the WWE School of Announcing. He was trained and produced to call matches the WWE way. And he doesn't know how to call a match. He's out of his comfort zone. He still can't call a match over at TNA. He knocked Jim Ross on Twitter. I mean, what wrestling announcer in their right mind, if they want to be credible, knocks Jim Ross? What are you, an idiot? Michael Cole I like. But Raw is unlistenable. With JBL and Cole. Saxton has his moments. But that's your Raw and that's your pay-per-view team. And really, a lot of times, I have to mute. I can't do it. I cannot listen to them. And, yeah, you could knock them to a point, but they're being told what to say in their headsets. It's being produced of what to say. They probably have a script at their desk reading it. And it's horrible. The announcers to me are the biggest part of the show, television-wise. You go somewhere in a store, say you go to Sears. Well, you want somebody selling you that air conditioner. Why should I buy that air conditioner? Tell me why I should buy that air conditioner. You need someone to tell them that. You need someone to sell you, why am I sitting down and watching this wrestling match? Why am I sitting down and watching Raw? Why am I watching this pay-per-view? Why is this match so important? You don't get that from the WWE announcers. You don't get that at all anymore. None. And that's bad because that's not selling your product. And having a bad announce team and not really giving a fuck what your announcers do in terms of selling stuff, that's hurting your product. It's hurting your product. Ratings are at an all-time low. Attendance is at an all-time low. Wrestling's not doing good right now. Wrestling is not doing good right now. You know, we went through, is the wrestling getting better in the WWE? Yeah, it is. But still, the storylines are bad. And we went through a whole stretch where we were being force-fed crap down our throat. Batista winning the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. Cena winning 15 world championships. He wins it, loses back the next night. Well, wait a second. Come on. Any Ric Flair fan can see what's going on here. Stop. Wrestling needs to really... You're never going to get back to what it was. But TNA really has to regroup and do something. You got to... I mean, for example, going back to the announcers, you have a guy like Josh Matthews. This could be the biggest announcement in wrestling history. This could be the biggest match. Who the fuck are you kidding? No, nobody TNA gets like a 0.2 rating. Who's watching TNA? The biggest match in wrestling, or the biggest announcement in wrestling. Stop. No, even the diehard TNA fans would probably be like, what the fuck is this guy smoking? Seriously, come on. You kidding me? Announcing is a big part of the show. It's bad. I see a lot of empty seats in WWE shows. As much as they try to not show it a lot. I pick up on it a few times. You could pick up with the crowd. People go, oh, well, the pops aren't as big. Pops aren't that big, yeah, because they're not into it with the start. But the crowds aren't that big. I mean, you were getting 45,000 for Raw. You're not getting that for pay-per-views anymore. Except for WrestleMania. WWE has had a thing of being stale, and it's hurt the wrestling business. Announcers not doing well and not selling the product enough, that hurts. Fans hijacking the show, that hurts. And WWE really being this big conglomerate, you know what, that hurts too. Because, yeah, there's options out there, but people, it's like the mainstream media. It's like Fox and MSNBC pushing the Democrats and the Republicans. You don't see what the Libertarians or the Independents have. It's the same with wrestling. You know, we do something on the show where we try and touch on that. And when we did From the Top Rope on WSIA, and when we did it on CTV, we tried to have a number of independent people on, and we tried to keep it local and independent. Touched on WWE, but they're a media conglomerate, and that's all you're going to hear is WWE. And it hurts the wrestling business. It really hurts. And there being no competition, no WWE and WCW war, that also hurts the wrestling business too. Because the wrestling business was booming. Even when WCW sucked, the wrestling business was booming in 2000, 2001. Okay, you still have the option. There's no viable option, people. Wrestling fans don't feel that there's a viable option. And you know what? On a mainstream stage, they're right. Back after this.